On a schedule, I've said that, you did have some sports writers that went, or members of the sports media that just went hog wild. Oh my goodness, the Patriots are playing the first game of the year on Thursday. The NFL must hate Robert Kraft. No, it's the 100th year of the NFL, and it's Bears and Packers, the oldest rivalry. You do the math. They just change it up. They got the Pats playing the Steelers. That's the first Sunday night game. You figure it out, what they're doing. Anyway, I mentioned this because now next week, in 7 days, it will be time for the NFL draft, and that'll be from Nashville. It looked so good just the other day. The Predators, they had, taken a 2-1 series lead in the best of 7 opening round NHL playoffs. The draft was coming to Nashville, and then the schedule comes out. Titans only get one primetime game, and it's early, and it's against the Jaguars, which kind of makes you think that, and I thought I didn't think that the Titans are going to be all that good this year. And then you get last night's 5-1 debacle to the Stars. And who knows if UC Soros goes in net on Saturday or not. Regardless, the NFL draft. Of course, the big news is who the Cardinals are going to draft. And so many people say Kyler Murray. I don't get it. I would have thought Nick Bosa. They already have a quarterback, I guess, is the situation with the Cardinals, because they have Josh Rosen. And it seems a bit early to get rid of him. But it also seems like, wait a minute, the most curious coaching move or hire in recent times, I don't mean this year, I mean in recent times, was Cliff Kingsbury getting fired at Texas Tech and then falling up in a way that only Murray Bartow could have conceivably thought was possible before, and landing as the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals. I just don't get, why would you, what is it with Murray? I know he's the Heisman winner, but he's shorter. I know they say the Kingsbury system. How did the Kingsbury system do again at Texas Tech? Seemingly not as well as the Mike Leach system, which may be, a little bit one and the same. Anyway, just some notes here. I just don't get it. And I think that the Cardinals might be reaching for a quarterback. Then again, if you're going to reach for any position, reach for a quarterback. There is risk-reward. It's just that you have a quarterback. By the way, Vanderbilt's Joe Juan Williams could wind up in New England. These are some of the rumors. Maybe as a defensive back. The idea he could actually not only play defensive back, but also a hybrid role, going up, playing in the box and against the tight end, not just a cornerback, sort of what, that you oftentimes call a spur position, that sort of thing. Anyway, Bill Belichick has said at his pre-draft presser to back up the idea that Joe Juan Williams of Vanderbilt, this is another year in which there are a lot of big receivers, and somebody's got to cover those guys one of these days. Now, the other big news of the draft is that Montez Sweat out of Mississippi State, that a lot of people thought was going to get drafted in the top 10, has a heart issue detected. This is a guy who has run a 4.41 40-yard dash and has a 125-inch broad jump. He's 6'6", 260 pounds. This sounds like a guy that can rush the passer, doesn't it? But he's got the heart issue. Because of privacy issues, we are not allowed to comment specifically, but I will tell you that this is not the news. This is not news. Montez is the same person that was medically cleared to play and dominate the SEC. No change in health and no change in domination. That's what Montez Sweat's people said. So if they say no big deal, we'll see if the draft agrees. Like I said, he dominated Mississippi State under the conditions, so he's got that going for him. Let's see here as we are looking at the Tri-City Sports Now and other draft news coming out. One of the things about Bill Belichick, do you see this? I am high, just because of the way he played South Carolina, Deebo Samuel. I think Deebo Samuel is a really good wide receiver. Maybe the best one that I've seen at South Carolina. And remember, they used to have Ashlon Jeffries, and they used to have Sterling Sharp. Regardless, Samuel has kept the team afloat down there in Columbia, and recently went in for a visit with the New England Patriots. A lot of people think Samuel is a second-round pick. I would have thought a little higher, but then again, wide receivers, there seems to be a lot of them. You know how it goes if you play fantasy football. Belichick, of course, can be very surly. A lot of his players, certainly in Cleveland, did not like him. But Samuels looks like wants Belichick to like him. Because he posted to Instagram after his official visit to New England, his interview, would you like to play for the Patriots? One of those. Deebo Samuel said this on Instagram. Hey, Billy, I'll see you in a month, my man. Billy? All right. That's not the worst thing in the world. In fact, there is a sports writer, and his name is Eric Edholm, writes for Yahoo, who says, look, Bill Belichick is extremely surly with the media, but with his friends, he can have a sense of humor. I know Ike Taylor and Dan Rooney really got along when Ike Taylor was playing defensive back for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Could this be the olive branch? Hey, Billy! Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of fun. Then again, with Samuel, maybe it is sort of that pro player type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I want to come to New England, but I don't want to be a pawn. I didn't say that I'll be a bad team player or a bad presence in the locker room, but don't forget that I'm a human being. You can call me Deebo. Well, Coach, I'd like to call you Billy. And I'd like to let you know that I'm here, and I'm here to stay. And yeah, I'm not going to be your whipping boy, but I will be one heck of a wide receiver if we can have a relationship of mutual respect. Think how many times you hear a Belichick press conference, and they'll ask him, hey, did you read Tom Brady's book? No, what the hell do I have to do that for? I see him every day. It's like that. Michael Dean Perry, by the way, could not stand Bill Belichick when they were in Cleveland. That is true. So that's some other draft news. Let's see here. Going out here about what's going on in the NFL. LSU's Devin White, Michigan's Devin Bush. Their stock has been going up. That's because they are linebackers, and there aren't a whole lot of, it's something stock up for a team that needs a linebacker, if you will. Something else, new Packer head coach Matt LaFleur. This is his fourth year one in 5 years. That's been coming out. This is from Mike Florio, incidentally. He has bounced around that much. So, yeah, you talk about the Packers. I don't know, journeyman coach? That's their head? There's even some talk that the Green Bay Packers may try to bring in a quarterback. Do people really hate Aaron Rodgers that much? So that's some of the stuff going on in the NFL as we speak. One last note. Former Chargers general manager said that trading Eli Manning was the most satisfying moment of his career. The GM's name is A.J. Smith. Remember, Eli Manning told the Chargers, don't draft me, I won't play for you. Did a John Elway. They drafted him instead. They traded him to the Giants. They got a lot of picks. I got to tell you something. I don't like it, traditionalist, if you will, when players do manipulate the draft that way, although I could see wanting to play for your hometown team or something. If you can do that, you eventually do get free agency and such. But really trading away Eli Manning for Phil Rivers, I mean, that is kind of a wash. And, yeah, it's Manning that's won the Super Bowls. Rivers hasn't. That's the most satisfying moment Dave Smith, the former general manager of the Chargers, would have? I think the Giants appreciate the 2 rings that they have. And I think that there are a lot of fans in San Diego who might not point to that draft selection as the day that our franchise started to tank. Yeah, the Chargers played in the AFC title game in 2007. But I don't think they'll like the quote that much either. Tri-City Sports Now coming back, our final segment after this.